Yo, what's going on, people? It's the Four Phils back again with another Nina matchup guide. Now, in today's video, we're going to be covering Jin Kazama. Obviously, very popular character, a lot different in this game than he was in the previous Tekkens. And yeah, we're going to be covering this matchup today, man. Before we even get started, though, anyone who's new to the channel, it's your first time seeing me, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe. If you are new, I would appreciate it. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. We're gonna get there pretty soon. You'll see that final push, so I'd appreciate if you guys done that for me. Right, let's get started. Let me not waste you guys' time, man. Let's get started into the guide. All right, so the very first thing I want to mention in this matchup, as you can see here, I've picked Jin. I am controlling Jin simply because I need to do a specific thing here. First tip: do not use the down 3-4-3 string without the intent of getting the counter hit. So Nina's down 3-4-3, if you don't know what that looks like through the notation, is this right here. Good. That right there. Down 3-4-3, the 3 kicks. Now the 3 kicks themselves, they are low, high, mid, right? So to actually stop it, you have to duck the first hit and then punish in between or do whatever, right? Or you can low parry, of course, whatever you gotta do, right? Now, the reason I said don't get carried away with this, Jin has a parry. See that? Even if I get hit by the first hit, I can always parry the third hit. Always. But when I say don't use it without the intent of landing the counter hit, then don't do it. It's too risky. Because Jin will simply do this. And that will punish you. And you can go into stance from it too. How do you do a stance? Yeah, and then he'll go into stance and then you're in another mix after that. Then you're in another mix. Not exactly sure what he does, but yeah, this is very risky to do the full thing on Jin. But if you believe you've got the counter hit, right? If you've got the counter hit, then it's okay because everything becomes natural, and then you get a guaranteed dash into down forward, so it force up a forward 2, which will hit. So yeah, that's good. On counter hit, that's fine. However, if you haven't got the counter hit and you're simply just doing it, this is very risky to do on Jin. So number one, make sure you're not spamming that string. It's very risky again. The next thing I want to talk in regards to offense with Nina against Jin is to use a lot of mids. Check Jin with a lot of mids to avoid his down 2 counter hit launcher. Now this is Jin's down 2. This one right here. Minus 14 on block, so you get Horizon 1 plus 2 on block, of course. But you want to be very careful of that. This is a very good low. On counter hit, it's a launcher, so you're going to lose 50% plus on that. With walls, probably more. So yeah, be very careful of that. So make sure you're checking Jin with mids a lot of the time, you know, whether you're doing anything at all, make sure you check with mid. You do something like this, it's going to lose. You go for 1-2, it's going to lose. Get counter hit. Anything you do in general, which like includes highs or back 2-2, super risky, because Jin players like to use down 2 a lot, especially as a panic button. When they're panicking and they're like, oh, I know my opponent's going to do something, they like using down 2 because they will avoid any highs that occur. Only thing that will be is if something like a hop kick or a mid. Now hop kick are risky in this game. However, Nina has very safe mids. Yeah, down forward 1-2, down back 2. You know, this is only -5. She has really good mids in general. You know, forward 4 is even good. Depends what you want. Forward 4. Oh, she's got the side step 1s. She's got very good mids that are safe. So definitely use a lot of mids versus Jin. Simply because down 2 is such a big threat. And one of his main offensive tools in general. So be wary of that. Now, similar to Kazuya in a way, you know, you want to actually play in neutral. This is defense now we're going on to, or neutral. You want to be playing around the forward 2 range. Similar to Kazuya. You want to be looking to make that whiff as much as possible. You obviously have your Hashida step. If it doesn't whiff, you're +8, so you can, you know, you can take a turn back. If it does happen to whiff, make sure you've got that unlocked exactly the same as the Kazuya guide. Yeah, I've not checked out the Kazuya guide. Make sure you check that out. That's the video that dropped right before this one. It's my latest video currently. Make sure you guys check that out. Now, yeah, make sure you play around that similar to Kazuya. That part doesn't change. You got down back 3+4. You got back 1+4. Same thing applies. Same thing applies. Just make sure again the launch punish on that every time. Also similar to Kazuya, if they happen to wave dash, you're just in the mix, just like all the other Mishimas, you know. Instead of doing that, if they happen to start wave dashing, then at that point, you're simply in the mix, right? If I'm trying to, you know, if they start doing that into forward 2, you are simply in the mix. I'm talking about the scenario. I'm just talking about the scenario when they happen to be full screen. Maybe you comboed them full screen and that's where they got back up, and now you have a lot of room to play with, right? So regardless if they're around this range, right? Let's say for example you landed this combo, right? And now they're around this range as they get up, right? You've got some room to play with. Even if they start wave dashing, you can see it coming from a mile away, so you can do something to stop it. At this range, if they start wave dashing, it's a little bit scarier because it catches you by surprise and you don't want to get caught with an electric or count hit or low or whatever. So sometimes you tend to freeze up, or you just block, or you just be on defense, right? So yeah, make sure you pay attention to the range. At this range is when you can really play that game, right? Try and make him whiff whatever it is. Gets carried away with wave dashes, interrupts, right? At this range, around the round start sort of range, there's not too much you can do about that, apart from guess and make a decision, be a power crush or whatever it is. Right. Now, when you are around this range, you kind of have to constantly be looking out for down 2 for Jin. It is reactable, but it's only really reactable when you're looking out for it. So this right here can do a bunch of stuff, right? Down 2. Oh, let me record, my bad. Yep. Down 2. Now I'm going to attempt to react to it. It is reactable when you're looking out for it. Not the easiest thing to react to, but it is reactable. There we go. I was out of range there. See? There we go. It is reactable when you're looking out for it. And this is obviously not something I would look out for if I'm this close to him, you know, because I'm like, there's so much more to look out for. But if I'm like around this range, right, they usually dash up and do it. So this is where I would be on the lookout for that. I'd be on the lookout for 2 things. Forward 2 whiffing so that I can whiff punish it, and down 2. So those are the 2 things I'm on the lookout for in this situation. And doing the 2 is possible. It is possible to do the 2. Very hard because obviously Jin has more tools in his arsenal. However, these are 2 things you do want to look out for because they're very, very common. They happen a lot. Forward 2 and down 2 for counter hits, and forward 2 heat engager, and simply just to keep you in check. Right, I believe this is the final thing. Yes, the final thing I'm going to talk about here is Jin's very, very annoying string. Probably Jin's best string that he has. It's the most annoying one, super safe, and there's very little counterplay to it. However, I will show you some counterplay to it and some ways you can deal with this. Now, the string I'm talking about is Jin's 2-1-4. This is what it looks like. Probably seen it used a lot in tournaments, in regular play. This string is very, very safe and super strong. Probably Jin's best string in general. Now, a few things. This string has 2 versions. The first version is the one you're seeing right here. Right? He just does it. 1, 2, 3. And then the second version is right here. You can delay the last hit as Jin. If he delays the last hit, it looks like this. And there's a little delay. See how I had that last hit delayed a little bit? Right? Those are the 2 different versions. Now, what difference does that make? The first one is very frame tight, meaning if I interrupt in between, I get hit by the last hit if I interrupt, right? Even if I power crush, I get hit counter hit. If I rage up, I can't even rage up. It's too quick for me to rage up. So yeah, you can't interrupt in between that at all, no matter what you do. The second version, you can interrupt in between. However, it's risky because you don't know if he's gonna go for the regular version or if he's gonna delay it. You can't know. So here's what the second version looks like. With the delay, now I can interrupt. Right, I can interrupt in between. Crouch jab, stand jab, what else? Power crush in between. Can rage out in between. Right, you can do stuff in between. The issue is you don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to delay the last hit or not? That's what it all comes down to. Now, there is tech that you can do for this, which is actually, it is practical to do. However, it's not easy to do, but I will still show you guys for the purpose of the guide that there is something you can do. If you set both of these on, so now I have no idea if Jin's going to do the regular version or if he's going to delay it. So I'm just going to let him do it for a while. You guys will see both versions. Okay, that look at the regular version. Oh, that was the delayed version. Delayed version again. That was the regular version. Right, so it's randomized. It's randomized, I don't know. Now, what you can actually do is time your power crush, and I say power crush, it has armor on it and you get the heat engager and stuff, so it's a better situation for you. You can actually time the power crush at a specific time that covers both the non-delay and the delay. You can cover both. I'm gonna attempt to do it. I might fail a few times, but I'm just gonna show you guys that it is possible. Here we go. Okay, got it first time. That time I didn't get it. There we go. My bad, I'm not blocking. There we go, I tried to do it. Oh, it's extremely hard. There we go. Block, nice. I'm gonna try to get it consistent. Okay, nice. Okay, nice. Missed it there. There we go. It is possible. It's very hard though. Yep. Yep, there it is. So yeah, it's something you can practice, and in general when you play against Jin players, they tend to have patterns where you can realize, oh, he's always going for the delay, or oh, he's never delaying it ever, so you can actually have a read on your opponent. But in the instance where you don't have a read at all, or it's the first game or whatever it is, then this is something you can practice in your spare time. There we go, got it. So yeah, it's worth practicing. It's worth practicing. All right, that pretty much sums up the guide for Jin Kazama. This is 2 down now. I told you guys this is a brand new series. We're going to be covering all the characters as quick as possible. I'm going to try to give you guys content on the daily nowadays. So yeah, man, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully this helped a lot of you guys with a Jin matchup. Let me know in the comments, as always, what matchup you guys want to see next. I'll be replying to the comments. Like and subscribe if you enjoy. Share it with your friends. Always appreciate you guys when you do that. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video, man. Peace.